Who's gonna sit the throne, Danny or John?
John.
John?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Danny.
I think John kills Danny, unfortunately, because I think he does love her. I think John kills Danny, reluctantly takes the throne, has the pieces of paper from Varys to legitimize it, has Sam in the books, has the three-eye raven, has all of this stuff that he can say, I'm the rightful king, if you want to look at it that way, but I'm also the person that's not going to be a tyrant. We just saw three people that were tyrants.
Right.
Joffrey.
It's going to be a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
huh?
Joffrey, prick, right? Cersei
and Danny.
Cersei, awful. Mm-hmm. And then you had Danny, who just lost her mind. The Mad Queen. John sits the throne. If I'm not going to get my happy little story of Tyrion and Sansa. I know that, but I wish I could. I wish I could get that. That'd be fun. That's how it ends, man. And then Sam writing his book. How's it end?
I feel like Arya's gonna have to take someone out. Maybe both of them die, actually.
But then who sits the throne?
Well, then I guess you could hope for Sansa and Tyrion
That'd be awesome.
uniting of the throne.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I think everyone.
I think I'd be okay with no matter where the show ends now at this point.
Me too.
Like, I think what would have hurt me
If Cersei
lived and she ended up winning somehow, because it's not plausible in my head.
Right.
Not when you have two dragons.
And she's just not that good. Like she's not good at any. She's just
if
good
anything,
at terrorizing.
If anything, I feel
She's
bad.
not clever enough.
I feel bad for that writing. Like, if people were complaining about like Cersei and the way her character has been done the last 2 seasons, I could get on board with that because she was so great the first 6 seasons, and I feel like 7 and 8 they've concentrated so much on Sansa, Arya, Dany, the North in general.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've lost things with Cersei.
I was looking back at the episode, season 6, the ending of the season 6, the one you had the Battle of the Bastards, and then you had the one where Cersei blows everyone up and becomes queen. Probably the 2 best episodes back to back.
Might be.
Yeah,
might be. I think
I still love the Wall. That's my favorite episode. But I was amazing. Like, those 2 are just like game changing in the sense of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think when we go back and we re-look at this season as a whole, and you binge this season all together within a day or 2 days, I think we're going to reflect back and say that this is the best season that Game of Thrones ever gave us. It's not going to be season 3. It's not going to be season 4.
Yeah.
I mean, Oberyn was amazing, right? And his whole arc, and that was some amazing acting by Pedro Pascal. And
no, he was one of the favorite characters for sure.
But I think we go back and we look at this, it's going to be really good.
I think so.
All right, man. So what's your definitive call? My definitive call, John on the Iron Throne. Who's your definitive call?
Yeah, it's the more I think about it, it's either both Jon and Dany dying or Jon sitting on the throne, because I think Dany's got to go. But I wouldn't be surprised if somehow she still ended up sitting on it. So very difficult.
Now, I think both of us have talked about it before.
So this is the reason why I'm thinking 2 would be a good setup if Dany were to live, because she killed Jon, and I don't know what else, but you could have the baby in play,
right?
And I think it would be cool if they made a much later,
20 years from now,
20 years, whatever,
mm-hmm.
And you could keep some of the actors or not, whatever you want, but you could be like, that child is in play now,
right?
And you could build up all this stuff from back in the day and have it come in or out.
No, that would be good.
I think it'd be interesting.
That would be cool.
So that's the only reason I'm thinking Dany.
Well, I'm still thinking that there could be another turn.
Yeah,
she could be redeemable still. I know it seems far-fetched, but hear me out. The last part, I feel like the Night King died very quickly, right? Without a lot of story behind it. more than just like the scene itself.
Right.
But story, like we never found out who he really was. We never found this. We never found out. We never found out what happened to the kids that he turned from the keep and all that stuff. Right. What if they head back to Winterfell and they realize that, you know, because Tormund's up in the north now. What if we find out that, you know, there's still White Walkers, and Dany somehow saves Jon, or Jon dies, but in turn she saves the North again, and this time for good. Mm-hmm. Do we get a redemption?
Could be, but you can't kill him with dragonfire, so.
That's true.
But
I was just thinking of something that could redeem her still.
Right. I think the Night King threat is not necessarily done, because I feel like other dudes are still around, right? Potentially, I don't know. He's the only one, you know.
If he's the one that turned them all, like, and that's how they made it seem, and that Battle of Winterfell.
Well, and when they had that recap of how they were created by the children of the forest, right?
He was the first one.
He was the first one, and
so I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta say too, I love all of the scenes with Arya. Reminded me of Batman vs Superman when the city was getting destroyed.
Yeah,
just couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, no, it was Arya's
gonna do something.
Yeah,
she's not done.
No, she's definitely gonna look to kill.
Especially, I feel like, especially in this episode where the Hound tells her, you know, go back because this is what you're going to have, like just fueled off vengeance, you know?
Right.
And she listens to him, but then this happens. And then what do you do, right? Not that killing Cersei would have helped anything, but I guess she could have killed the other queen. Do you think there's a chance of Cersei and Jaime still being alive?
At first, I thought there was,
because it was a weak death, like Stannis.
Yeah,
you know, when you're like,
weak.
What?
But the conversation before and the little like feelings, like I said, I had for both Jaime and Cersei in that moment, I don't think that they would cheapen that by saying, "Oh yeah, they're still breathing under all that rubble." Right. You know, I think they're dead, and they'll somehow pull out the bodies and just confirm it. You know, right. That's what we'll get. We'll get a confirmation. And maybe that's how Dany finds out that Tyrion
gets exposed.
Yeah, you know, and then Tyrion dies, and then you have the three.
I don't think Tyrion's gonna die.
I do. I don't think there's anything that can save him at this point. I think Tyrion dies.
But you don't have to necessarily kill him. You could lock him up in chains or something.
Yeah, I think he dies. I think one of the Starks are gonna die. Unfortunately,
what?
Yeah, one of them.
You mean Jon?
Yeah. Or Arya. Arya might get it, man. You never know.
I don't think Arya's gonna get it. I think she's like Teflon.
I hope so.
Too smooth.
All I know is I'm bringing tissues next week. Yeah, I'm gonna be a whiny girl. All right, man. That's it. It's the Kings of Westeros. It is episode 5. The Bells. Season 8. One last episode. Join us next week. The same time.
Same bat channel.
The same channel. For our thoughts on the last season. It's the Kings of Westeros. We're out.